Welcome to Cobra Kai Canada. I am your host, Alir, and today my guest is Hannah Defler, who plays Lexi DeMarco in season 4 of Cobra Kai. Welcome.
Hi, I'm so happy to be on here.
Yes, I've been actually looking forward to this interview for quite a while. So thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So now, before we talk about Cobra Kai and Lexi, can't wait to talk about your character. I know you have a passion for music, and I know you're a marketing rep for Sony Music Entertainment. Tell me a little about that and how you got into that.
Yeah, so I actually started with Sony last January, and it kind of came to me through a TikTok, which is really ironic because, that was trending at the time because of COVID, and everybody kind of transferred to like this platform that would kind of grow in a sense. And so my boss for Sony actually found me from one of my TikToks that went viral, and it was if I can remember correctly, it was a "We're Home for Thanksgiving" SNL skit, which was super random, but it got like 4 million views. And he emailed me from that. He was like, "Hey, like I think that you would be really good at this. Is this something that you would potentially be interested in?" And I was like, "Absolutely. I'm like a big fan of the music industry, and I'm a marketing type of major, so I'm like mass comm and marketing, so it kind of works hand in hand." And I was like, honestly, like I would love to just take this opportunity and see like what I can do with that. And so we work on artist marketing campaigns, and so I've gotten the opportunity to do like Nico Moon and Old Dominion and some other artists. We also have like Madison Beer, Tate McRae, Miley Cyrus, some bigger artists as well. And so just getting to work on those day-to-day tasks and be able to basically come up with marketing pitches to help get their songs like more of a platform. It's really cool, and it's a lot of fun. So I love it.
That sounds awesome. I was going to ask you what is like your job actually entitled, but you pretty much like answered that. And now have you actually got to like meet any of these like singers or anything like that?
So I did one in-person activation, but it was with a smaller artist. I haven't gotten to any of the bigger artists, but I'm hoping in my future, like that could be something. I did actually meet Madison Beer 2 years ago. Yeah, it was really cool at Music Midtown.
That's actually
And
cool.
I posted a video on TikTok about it afterwards, and it kind of blew up too. And everybody was like, "Oh, you kind of look like her, the way you were styling your hair and like doing something." I was like, "Not that, but thank you."
Oh man, that's a good compliment actually.
Right?
So
I take that and I will run with it. So
yeah, and that's on your TikTok, right? I gotta check that out. Actually, I didn't even
way down there somewhere, but
yeah, I'll scan through it. Don't worry. But no, do you have like any like genre like you prefer or anything like that music, or you just like all types of music?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a pop and then country type person.
Oh, you like country?
Honestly.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you actually say country, because a lot of people get like criticized. Why do people get criticized for country? I don't get that.
I guess living in the South, it kind of helps because, we're so close to Tennessee that, if we wanted to go to Nashville and listen to some country artists there, I mean, they all have like their own little bars and everything. So it's super cool. But I think I've always grown up on country music, and it just has like a home type feeling to it. So
sure. What's funny is like, I'm not embarrassed. I listen to anything. Even country. Like I have no shame in that. Like I still even jam to Shania Twain. Like people laugh at me, but like,
I mean, it's good music, right?
It is, man. I came to a conclusion. This is how I see it. If it's got a good beat, I'll listen to it.
Exactly. I agree with that.
What's funny is I even started listening to like, even though I don't understand like half of the stuff, I listen to like ethnic music. They got some sick beats, man. I'm just like, oh, man, this is cool. I've been listening to a lot of German rap. Like I am part German. and I recently got into that. I know it's a little like odd, but like it's cool, man. I was
Yeah,
like, this is
I have to listen to that.
just check
Sounds
it out. Like you'd be
yeah.
amazed. Like maybe like you wouldn't understand it. Like I obviously like I do understand it. So I was just like, man, this thing's pretty sick. I was like, where did this all come from? So like, yeah, you just be surprised if you just see
Yeah,
what's out there. Music is music, right? And
I
like I
agree.
said, yeah, if it's got a beat, then why the heck not, right? So but that's cool. You like country. Like who would you say is like your favorite like country music star?
Oh my goodness. I've been listening to a lot of Morgan Wallen, Maren,
Okay.
um, Chris Stapleton.
Okay.
I'm all over the place with it though.
All over.
So it
Yeah.
kind of depends on like what kind of comes to my attention in a sense. Like if I'm like listening to the radio or something and it just like a song comes on and
Yeah.
I become obsessed with it and I'm listening to it on repeat or something. So
Yeah, and you know what's funny is like you got to be in a certain mood to like listen to a certain like song or something, right?
oh,
Is that
absolutely.
yeah? That's funny how that works, right? It's like
Yeah, I have different playlists for everything. Sad
yeah,
music,
oh
car
yeah,
music, it all just depends.
yeah. It's funny because like say if I'm like on a road trip or something, like I'll bump like AC/DC, just a little like headbang. I'm just
Right.
like just to get like some, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, just to get some excitement going and stuff. So yeah, that's really cool actually. So Sony Music Entertainment, correct?
It is,
That's
yes.
That's awesome. You know what's funny is actually that's interesting because Netflix acquired Cobra Kai in 2020, and their distributor is Sony Pictures. So like you're pretty much in the whole Sony family.
Right, and so it's funny because actually I got asked this question. It was like, "So did Sony kind of correlate to Lexi and, like, how all this happened?" And I was like, "No, actually, like, first day on set, I didn't even know that it was a Sony Pictures film, so when I
Mhm.
found that out, I was like, 'Oh, that's actually really cool,' and I never actually thought that they went hand in hand, so really
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, just because like I said, like 2020, Netflix, acquired Cobra. I was just like, and you work for Sony Music, so I thought like two and two together, right? So that's actually pretty interesting. Really, really cool. So now like how did you get into like acting? Is this something that like you always wanted to do, or is it like something just like recently kind of like popped up, you know?
Yeah, so when I was in 5th grade, me,
Mhm.
my mom, and my little sister, we all were extras in a film, and that kind of sparked my interest, actually, which is crazy. But we were in the film Lawless, which has Shia LaBeouf, and I got to talk to him, and just kind of, it was a little fun experience that was. I think we were only there for like 4 hours, but like ever since then, it's just always been like, I like so much to be like in front of the camera. Like
Mhm.
that has just always been such like a fun thing for me. And ever since then, just getting into the film industry and, being an extra in shows and just seeing where that takes me. I just think every opportunity I can get is a good experience, like learning wise. So
Definitely.
I've just taken it day by day and I love it. So,
That's actually pretty interesting. Wow. So like you said since like grade 5, correct?
right.
Wow. You're super young.
It was
Wow.
very
Wow.
little.
Well, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense too, right? Because there's so many actors that like they started even like at that age in grade 5 like doing like commercials and like
Right.
modeling. It's funny like how that kind of like pans out for them, right? And just like and they go into acting or it could just be like theater or anything, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's always like some sort of like influence and start somewhere. So that's interesting. That's actually really cool for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, and plus, like Cobra Kai, right? So
Oh my god. The
that's another
coolest thing, yeah. I didn't
yeah.
even know what the show was either going into it, like, because it had just came out on Netflix and my little brother was obsessed with it, so when I said that I was just going to work on it, like, the first day, he was like, "Oh my gosh, Cobra Kai." I was like, "Okay, I need to watch it." So I think I finished the first season in, like, 2 days, which was, like, right before my first day on set, so and I was obsessed with it, so ever since then, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to watch every single episode now."
Yeah, that's Yeah, Cobra Kai. It's funny because like all age groups like Cobra Kai, right? So like doesn't matter young, old, like everybody
Oh,
just knows about it now. It's everybody's into it. It's just such a unique show, right?
it
And who would
is.
ever who would ever thought like a martial arts karate show would be like, you know what I mean, that popular. I would have never thought in a million years, you know what I mean? And
Right. No. Yeah.
and yeah, and it's crazy because it's like a continuation from the 1980s Karate Kid movie, and like, you know what I mean? And that's a huge risk the big three took, right? Because like, you know what I mean? Obviously, like Karate Kid was like success, blockbuster hit, and all that stuff. And a couple of years later, they turn it like into a show, like it's a continuation. And some people be like, I'll try it, like I did, right? I
Right.
watched it on YouTube, Red, and I was just like, oh damn, this is pretty good. I was like, they did a hell of a job, and I just got like hooked onto it, right? So, and here we are today, right? So
Right. I mean, crazy how far it's come. I feel like, you have some
yeah,
amazing actors in it and just the way it's transformed. I mean, like number one on Netflix and just
yeah,
everything in that sense. Is so cool. Like when I can tell people that, yeah, I was on a number one show on Netflix, that's not something that a lot of people I feel like can say, even just as
no,
like an extra or background.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. If you see like all these shows that are out, not just on Netflix, but on other like networks, right? You know what I
Right.
mean? And for you guys to be like number one says a lot, man. And the fan base is just awesome. You know what I mean? Like I'm a fan as well, right? And when I talk to like other fans, and I just I just think like Cobra Kai fans are like also unique in their own way too, right? And they're like right behind like every season, right? There's just even like the stuff they do out there, like the drawings, the paintings, and
They're
you know,
amazing. Oh my goodness.
yeah, like your Halloween, they dress up in like Cobra Kai gear, and like what I mean, it's you name it, like it's everybody's going like Cobra Kai crazy. But that's cool. Like shout out to all the fans out there, man, because they make the show, possible as well. So like
Completely
it's
agree.
yeah, it's awesome. And obviously you guys have the big part in that too. So like shout out to both of you guys. So that's cool. But okay, so like when you first auditioned for like Cobra Kai, did you know you were like auditioning for like an extra or the Lexi character? Um or you didn't like really know? Like what was that auditioning experience like for you?
So, how we found out about this was actually through Facebook groups. So, we would kind of
Okay.
apply through a link, and basically, it was for my first day, it was just to be actually like a gymnastics person. Like a,
Oh.
so, I was in that one scene with Piper and then, that whole
Mhm.
episode.
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember it.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so it was one of those like days where you were just kind of there to be a gymnast, and then after that it was the prom scenes, and I was actually in the after party scene, and I
I
was
remember,
standing
yeah.
there actually waiting for us to do like the first scene of the day. They had just placed us where they wanted us to go, and one of the ads was talking, and he kind of pointed at me, and I was like, oh, I'm getting pointed at. I'm like, did I do something wrong? That was my first thought. I was like, oh gosh, like I hope I didn't forget something. Am I like, I'm wearing my mask, right? Like, am I forgetting anything? I don't know. And he kind of pulled me aside and took me out to like outside and
Right.
was like, you're gonna be Nate's date, Lexi. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know who Lexi is. And I was like, I know who Nate is because I watched the show. But I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's cool. And then later on, I found out that Lexi got talked about and early on season 4 and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So like Lexi DeMarco is like actually a thing. I was like, that's really cool. And so, when they told me all this, I was just I was very starstruck.
Mhm.
I was like, how does this just happen? And
Right.
I feel like I was really lucky in a sense to where they were like, you and just kind of
Yeah.
worked out.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned because they did mention Lexi DeMarco prior to you like arriving. So and it's funny because like a lot of like characters either have a first name, just a first
Right.
name, sorry, and but you have a first and last name, so that makes it even a little more interesting.
Right. I
And
completely
yeah, because there is extras that just have like just their name, you know what I mean, like just a random like Steve, John, Bill, or Madison, or
right.
Jessica, whatever you want to call it. But you have like Lexi DeMarco, so that like to me says like there's more cooking with your character, in my opinion. So we'll see like season 5 comes out if I'm correct or not. I hope I'm right, but that'd be pretty cool. But obviously you were like familiar with the Cobra Kai show prior, right? Because it's like your brother and stuff like that. But how about the Karate Kid?
So I actually had not watched the Karate Kid movies either, but I
Oh,
have. And I really like them. They're really good. My mom was actually a huge Karate Kid fan, like had Karate Kid posters in her room when she was growing up. So
yeah,
hearing all of this kind of like moving into the Cobra Kai universe and everything, it's really
right.
cool to see how it all connects, especially with like, me to my mom,
Mhm,
there's
mhm.
a correlation there. So it's really cool.
That's cool. So your mom's just been psyched out, right? When
Oh
she
my
found out you were gonna be on Cobra Kai.
She was like, "Oh my gosh, like Ralph Macchio, like I
Yeah.
love him." And I was like, "Okay, if I ever get the chance to talk to him, then I will let you know, okay?"
Yeah. Get your mom an autograph or
Right.
something like
She
that.
would love
Just
that. Oh my gosh.
yeah, she can autograph those posters if she still has them or whatever,
Oh,
right?
I'm sure she does. They're probably somewhere in the basement stored. I can like bring one.
Yeah. Or maybe they're in a box or something.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not like folded or anything. Hopefully they're rolled in like correctly. And you know what I mean?
Right.
Because once they fold them, those posters, right? They're just, yeah, they're not as good anymore. But that's actually cool. So your mom was like a Karate Kid fan growing up. Wow. That's awesome, actually. So, like, describe to me what your like first day of shooting was. Like, you were probably like just loving it.
Oh my gosh, yes. So the first day, again, it was the gymnastics scene. So it was actually
Hmm.
it was my first day on a Cobra Kai set, and
Yeah.
didn't know much about what I was doing because I had only worked on a few other sets prior, and it was,
Okay.
I believe, like 2 years before this.
Right.
And I honestly had no idea what I was doing. I pulled up to the set and I was like freaking out because I was all by myself, and I was like,
Oh.
I don't really know how this works. Like going to the like trailers that like they have all us sit in, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, like
Mhm.
am I going to see somebody? Like what do I expect?" And it was a long day that day, I will be honest, cuz they had the soccer people at the same time, the cheerleaders, and the gymnastics scene. It was a completely different
Mhm.
shot. So, they had all that going on for the first half of the day because it was filmed outside, so it had to be done before it was dark.
Oh
So, once
yeah.
they were done with that, which I believe took like 6 hours maybe. I mean,
Wow.
the gymnasts were sitting in the trailer for a while,
Okay.
but it was okay. I met some really cool people and I'm really close to them now, so it's awesome.
That
But we were sitting in there just kind of waiting our time, and then as soon as we got in there, I feel like our scene took like, it was a lot less time, and
mhm.
we got to talk to Sholo. He was very like fun, like personality wise,
Right,
but
right.
he's like very unique in a sense. Like he just like he has fun, and then he knows what he's doing, and he's like on top of his game. So
That's awesome.
just seeing them like in real time, like getting to experience like what they are too, like it's really cool. And you get all that behind the scenes stuff that nobody really gets to hear or see.
Yeah, that's awesome because it's funny because they filmed already a couple seasons, so they're like settled in, right? So they're used to like what needs to be expected, what's going on. So like yeah, so I mean they know the ins and outs, so they can like have fun at the same time while shooting. As for you, you're like you want to do it right, but have fun.
Right, it's like have so much fun, but make
A
sure you're doing
rookie.
exactly what you're supposed to do so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. It's like first day at like any job, right? You want
Exactly.
to make a good impression, but like you don't
They're
want
like,
to like,
"Do you have any
ju-
volunteers to do anything?" I'm like, "Yep, me, take me.
yeah, you
Whatever
want to
you need me
like,
to do, I got it."
yeah, you don't want to like play around too much because you don't want to show the boss, you're like a clown and stuff. But yeah, I'm a complete clown, so like I'd get thrown off first day of set. So like I don't think I'd last, but like, oh man. So okay, let's have a little fun here. Let's get into the uh Lexi character for a second here. How was your prom date with Nate? Was it to Lexi DeMarco's satisfaction?
I think it was. So Nate actually had a funny line that didn't actually make the final cut.
Hmm.
And it was really funny because it was we were actually walking into the prom after party scene,
Yeah.
and Nate like looks over to Lexi and is like,
Mhm.
"Hey Lexi, watch me do my keg stand or something." And then we would go, and I don't think they would actually show the keg stand, but
Right.
like
Right.
I don't know, the line was like hilarious. And I mean, plus like the dress that I got put in, like everything about the whole prom situation was just, it was so much fun. So much fun.
That's cool. As long as Nate was a gentleman and, he didn't spike the
Right.
punch or anything
Right.
like that. I'm keeping my eye on Nate, man, because
Right.
those quiet kids, man, they're
You
the
never know what to
troublemakers.
expect,
They're the
right?
troublemakers, man. I gotta get Nate on here. I'm gonna have a little chat with that guy. Yeah, it's funny because like even like Bert, he had a date too. And I
Right.
was I was laughing, man, because his date was like taller than him. Like I get, it was funny. Like what I mean, I totally get it. But like just to see those guys, from like season one to now, with
Right.
dates and everything, I was cracking up, man. But yeah, okay. So I'll have a little chat with Nate one of these days and
Absolutely.
hear both sides of the stories.
I know, it's like, who's telling the truth?
Yeah, man. But one thing I'm actually trying to figure out is now is Lexi actually Nate's girlfriend or just a prom date? Do you have any like insight into that, or you have no idea,
I've
or you
heard a
can't
little bit
say?
of both. So I don't know. It's like, is she the girlfriend? Is she just the date? Is it like
I-
confusing? Like I don't really know.
yeah, like it is confusing actually for like a lot of fans, including myself. Because like I said, they brought in that Lexi DeMarco without like before you like appeared kind of thing. And then you're like, see, like I just see it as a prom date for now, right? I don't want to get like
Right.
too ahead of myself either. So it'll be
Right.
interesting to see like how
Because
that pans out.
exactly, because Bert has that line like, no way you're dating Lexi DeMarco. So it has you think
Yeah,
like, is he dating?
yeah. You know what's crazy is like I found out that they cut out a scene where like Nate was supposed to blow a kiss at you at the All Valley. So like, can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, so that was actually a really fun day for me when they told me that was happening because I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, yay, something fun."
yeah.
So I had gotten to set that day, and it
Mhm.
was the very first day of the tournament filming. So that was a two
Yeah.
period,
Okay.
and so it was a lot of just crowd reaction stuff that day. So I was sitting in the stands, and they were like, "Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. You're just gonna blow a kiss, and you're gonna laugh at your friends." And I was like, "Okay, perfect." So
Yeah.
so fun, easy. But it was going to be after his skills competition, I believe. So you can kind of see it if you like watch it like very very precisely.
Oh, okay.
You can, well, you can't see me, but you can see kind of him like blowing the kiss, and it kind of fades out.
Yeah, I don't recall
You,
that.
yeah, like I believe it's in there because I kind of saw it. It was like really fast,
Okay.
and then it goes
Okay.
away.
That's probably why.
Um, but yeah, you can see him blow a kiss. But yeah,
That's funny. Okay, here's the thing now. Like, I'm no director or anything. I don't know like squat about like directing or producing a movie, but like it's funny because like a lot of the actors and actresses that I talk to, even like previous seasons, it's funny because like they cut out like scenes that like you guys tell me about. I'm like, why didn't they leave that in there? You know what I mean? Like obviously they have their own reasons and stuff. Like I totally
right.
get it, but like it was funny because like I talked to Rick Perez. He was in season 3, played Roger, and it was like the first episode, like season 3, called The Aftermath. And he had like that one famous line, "You reap what you sow." But he was supposed to do like this crane kick kind of thing and like kind of like tease Daniel about it, but they cut that off. And I was like, why didn't they leave that in there? I thought that was hilarious. And he's like, it's just how it is. And I was like, oh, okay. And you telling me, like the blow kiss, like I want to see that, like Nate.
I've had
Yeah,
so many people that are like, "I wanna see that." Like, "Can we get
yeah,
the behind the scenes?" I'm like, it would be funny to see that behind the scenes, but
yeah,
I think a
yeah,
lot of it, has to do with probably timing, I guess, with the episodes and only
yeah.
having a
They
certain amount of time, but,
yeah
you
they
know
have their reasons. Yeah, they're professional. I just like yeah. I'm just oh Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Just
we're
the
good.
screen. Yeah, that's
I
okay.
was like, what
It
is
just
it?
it got cut off a little, so I was just like, oh, what's going on here?
All good.
So okay, just make sure we're back. So yeah. So oh yeah. So I actually heard you have an athletic background. You are a competitive cheerleader, and that was for like what, 3, 4 years?
A long time. I actually cheered for about 14 years.
Oh, but I thought you were like okay, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were
So,
like competing for like the past 3, 4 years or something like that.
oh, yeah. Well, okay, so I did 1 year of college and
Okay,
so I competed with my college team and I was on the
okay,
co-ed squad. So I was
okay.
thrown around by guys and super cool experience. A lot of work and I, applaud all of them for being able
Mhm.
to still do that. I was like 1 year and my body was hurting, so I was like,
Oh,
no more. But we actually won a college national championship. So that was
oh,
a really cool experience to be able to go through. I actually was injured though, halfway through my first year. So I didn't
oh.
compete at nationals, but I was there for support and I got to learn a lot of really cool things. So it was a really
Right.
cool experience.
That's interesting. You ever see that? It's funny because every time I think of cheerleading, I think of that one movie, Bring It On.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Right. Yeah.
Bring It On with Eliza Dushku and that chick from like Spider Man that played Mary Jane, or, right?
Right.
Yeah. I know they were like that's when they were like super. I know that movie's like kind of super old, but every time I think of cheerleading, that movie always just pops in my head for some reason. And unfortunately, like cheerleading up here in Canada is not as big as like down like south to the United States, because I know like
Right.
you said you guys do like competitions that are like
Oh, yeah.
televised on TV and everything. It's crazy. Like you
Yeah.
guys take it to a different
It's
like
absolutely,
level.
yeah. If you've ever seen the Netflix show Cheer,
I've heard of it.
my college experience of cheer is it's a lot like that. Just
Okay.
like very intense. Like you have one competition that you
Mm,
have to do like amazing for, and you're preparing all season for that. And yeah, it's very interesting.
yeah. Okay. Let me ask you this now, because I don't know anything about cheerleading. Now, like cheerleading is something you just can't like sign up for and just learn it right off the bat, right? Do you have to be in like, let's just say like gymnastics prior to that or something, or like ballet, or like, because dude, like you guys are getting thrown in the air.
Right. And I know some people come from so many different backgrounds. I guess it really just depends.
That's what I
But
mean.
I actually did gymnastics when I was really young
See,
for
that's what I
probably about
figured.
2 years.
Hmm.
And then ever since then, I liked more of the tumbling aspect rather than,
Right.
with the bars and the beams. So I
Right.
switched over to cheer. And then ever since then, I took tumbling classes, stunt classes, and then,
Wow.
did different all-star teams that got me to where I was.
Yeah, like man, that's crazy because like cheerleading is definitely not easy. Like when I watched it, I'm thinking like you guys are getting thrown in the air and that dude better like catch you guys or you're
Oh my
face first into the floor, you know what I mean? Into the
it's
gravel.
happened, right.
Oh, has it
Yeah,
happened to you?
there's um, accidentally, I have been dropped before.
Oh,
I mean, it happens.
jeez.
But I mean, so a lot of times it's just because everything is moving so fast, you just never know like when that's gonna happen. Really, I mean, you'll be thrown in the air or somebody's coming at you in like a pyramid or something where you have to catch
Wow.
somebody, and all of a sudden you're just down. So
Oh,
it's a lot
oh,
of like really paying attention to what's going on and just making sure you're looking at every little thing.
oh my God, man. If I had to be that guy like catching the girl, I feel sorry for the girl, man, because
Right,
oh man, oh man. Yeah, so that's like serious business cheerleading. That's no joke, right?
right.
Ay, 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 man. Hats off to you for doing that, man, because like, jeez. I wonder if that
Oh,
they'll ever ma I wonder if they'll ever make that into like an Olympic sport or something one of these days.
oh my gosh. Yeah. I heard that they were doing something
Oh,
like that. I'm not
really?
really sure. But
Oh.
yeah, I know a couple people that are on Team USA and I think
Mhm.
they were starting to do like competitions and stuff with that.
Oh,
That was really
wow.
cool. But
Mm,
yeah, there's a
mhm.
lot of really good athletes out there. So that'd be really cool.
Yeah. So you're like no longer doing that anymore, right? Yeah. Okay.
I can
So
still kind of do a backflip
cool.
every once
Cool.
in a while. I
Hmm.
might could still get thrown in the air and know what I'm doing, but I don't do it anymore.
It's
Too much.
interesting. That's interesting you say that because now I'm thinking, wait a second here. Lexi can do like all these backflips, all these acrobatic moves. I'm kind of sensing maybe you're gonna join a dojo in one of these episodes.
That would be so cool.
I don't know, man. It seems like you
Using
could
my
probably.
acrobatic skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Right?
It's good to know. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
keeping my eye on Lexi now. We'll see if
I
she
know,
joins
right?
one of
You
these.
never know what she's gonna throw out.
Yeah. Whether it's Miyagi Do or Eagle Fang or Cobra Kai, but like Nate, we'll see. You know what I mean? Maybe you're gonna follow Nate's lead. So
No.
if you guys are
Right?
dating.
I feel like it would be wrong if I didn't.
Yeah, just because like everybody, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's interesting, but that's cool to know actually. Let me see here. Okay, here's one question. Out of all the characters on Cobra Kai, which storyline appeals to you the most? Which out of like all of them kind of like interests you the most to see like where it kind of goes?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I really like Tori's. I think that she had a lot of character development this season.
Love her
And
character.
I just think her path is very unique. And I really like, I want the best for her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So every time I watch her throughout the seasons, I'm just kind of like, okay, like, like, I want something good for you. Like, you deserve good. Because I feel like she has such a troubled past that is truly what you want in a character is you want the good for them.
You know what's funny is if you think about it, like really think about it, like her character still remains a mystery. Like we don't know who her mom is still. We don't know who her dad is. Well, her aunt recently appeared in season 4. We've seen her little brother maybe like once, I think, right? Once or twice or something like that in an episode, that one episode. And yeah, to me, she's just, you know what I mean? Remains a mystery still. Yeah. So it is interesting to kind of like see like season 5, like if we're gonna get any more like backstory into like maybe her parents or whatever, right? So now that her aunt's in the picture, so it's gonna be really interesting. So I can't wait for that. Yeah, season 5, man. I hope that comes out fast.
I know, right? I'm like, I watched season 4 in one day, and I was like, I just want the next one now.
Yeah,
that's how it is all the time. Though I'm just like waiting. I mean, I can watch season 4 over and over again.
Oh yeah, me and you both for sure. So okay, let's switch it up a little. Let's get off of Cobra Kai here. Let's get to know like Hannah now. If there was a movie or a show you could be in, which would you choose and why? It could be past or present.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
let's start with movie first. We'll make it easier.
Movie first. Okay.
Yeah, could be like old, new, whatever strikes your mind. Yeah.
I loved the new Spider-Man movie. I think that I love like action films. I think that being in something like that would be so much fun. And you know, playing Zendaya's role, like that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man.
The
Marvel universe. I think that'd be really cool.
It's funny. It's funny. Like everybody you talk to now is into like Marvel and nobody likes
so
DC
right nowadays.
Yeah,
I mean, DC too, I guess, right?
Yeah, I always
so fun.
Oh yeah, I always tell people like I'm neutral on it. I'm not like Marvel or DC. I just like whatever's entertaining, right?
Exactly.
So, but it's funny you say like, but a lot of people do prefer Marvel, and I'm always interested to know why. So Spider-Man for movie. How about like a TV show besides Cobra Kai, obviously?
Oh my gosh, I would probably say Gossip Girl. It's just
that's different.
It's my like vibe. Like I love New York. I think that you know I would want to be probably like Blair in a sense. So like getting to like pretend to be that girl would be so much fun. I've always loved that show and just I could definitely see myself doing that.
You know, I asked myself this question too. As for show, I don't know if you know, like, have you ever seen or heard of The Sopranos?
Yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I'm really into like organized crime shows, like you know, Ozark, Breaking Bad, you know, that type of stuff. See, I would definitely want to be in like a Sopranos type. One other show I think is like probably the most underrated show ever, and a lot of people for some reason haven't heard of it. It was on HBO. It's called Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes place like in the 1920s and stuff like that. It's really cool. It takes place in Atlantic City. It's about like organized crime and stuff. And I highly recommend like people watching that show. It's really good. If like you're into like organized crime and all that stuff. And those are like the TV shows I would want to do. That's just me personally. I don't know. I just like whether it's a villain or whatever. I just find them more exciting,
Right.
and I'm always like more tuned into like those type of shows. And as for movies, I don't know. Like that's a hard
It's
one. Movies
hard,
just
yeah.
that
There's
is
so
really
many
hard.
good ones.
That's what I mean, right? I would definitely like. I'd like to do them like all like action, comedy, and
Right.
obviously like organized crime, like those like old movies like Goodfellas and those A Bronx Tale, like those type of movies. I don't know. I'm just like really into like that era of movies. So that's what I would do. So yeah, but it is a tough question actually. So, but like yeah, so I like your choices. That kind of makes sense for you.
Thank you.
So yeah. So do you have any favorite actors or actresses?
That is such a tough
That's
question. I
I know
feel
it is tough.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
But
always just narrow it down. I always do.
recently, like I think I told this to somebody. It's been Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it which is so different, and
Yeah,
I feel like a
yeah.
lot of people probably don't think of her when they
Mhm.
like think of that question. But I love everything she's in. I think she's really good.
Actually, I haven't seen her in a while, to be
I know,
honest with
right?
you. Yeah, she's kinda been, like, out of the picture in a while. I definitely gotta, like, search her up on, like, IMDb and see what, like,
I
she's
know.
up to these days and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, Sarah Jessica Parker, that's actually cool. What about actors? No, like, actors just
Oh my goodness. There's
yeah.
I feel like there's so many that
Yeah, there is.
it's so hard.
Yeah, there is.
So hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just so many. Yeah, don't worry about that then. Favorite movie or TV shows?
Mm,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah.
Favorite TV shows. Let's
Right
see.
now, I'm like hooked on Ozark. I don't know if you
Okay.
love
I
that show.
started it and then life got busy and then I never
Yeah,
finished it, but
that
I watched
happens to
the
me in a
beginning.
lot of shows. I'll start a show, I'll get into like the first season, then I just stop
Yep.
for whatever reason, just life, like you say in
Right.
general, like something comes up and you're just like, oh, I'll
Yeah.
get back to it, and you never do, and that's how that kind of goes. But as of right now, like Ozark has been a show for me that I just like fell in love with, and I thought that was a really good show. So they're in like their final season, so and there's two parts to it, so I
Oh, right.
thought, yeah. So Ozark's definitely one of them. Okay, so how about this now? If someone is going to make a your life into a movie, who would you like to play as you?
Ooh, that is
Yeah,
so cool. I
yeah,
never thought about that. Wow.
yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
know who I would want for me. I want to hear your
I
answer.
think off of like mannerisms and how people say like I am just because
Hmm.
of my like character and personality,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
probably say Nina Dobrev,
Okay, that's really different.
right?
Yeah,
Just
that's
because I think
okay.
I I love the Vampire Diaries, so I would probably say that's my favorite TV show. And just like I feel like that'd be such like a surreal experience watching like one of your favorite
Oh
people like
yeah,
show play you as a
yeah.
person. So
Interesting. I always said this is gonna sound so stupid. I don't know if you know who he is, but Vince Vaughn. For some reason,
okay.
I would
Yeah.
want him to play as me. I don't know why. I just think I don't know, I just like his character in movies. I don't know if you
Exactly.
remember this one comedy of his. It was called Wedding Crashers. It's like
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
back in the day. Yeah, they just
Right.
like yeah, they just like crash weddings and stuff. And I found that movie just
Yeah.
hilarious and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess Vince Vaughn I would pick that. So all right, last question because I don't want to take too much of your time. Okay, every industry, including the entertainment industry, is full of competition. What do you do to stand out amidst competition?
I think honestly, just taking every opportunity, don't
Hmm.
ever turn anything down.
Yeah,
Just I think taking things day by day because you never know when that perfect opportunity is going to come for you. And I really just try to be myself. And I know that sounds so original, but
no, no,
nobody else can be you.
that's true.
You're so unique in your own way. So
Hmm.
just being yourself in auditions and anything like
Yeah,
it really shows through.
yeah, good answer. And people got to like accept rejection as well, right? You can't take
Exactly.
that like into heart and stuff like that. And you just got to keep going. You know what I mean? You can't just let like one role like that you really wanted, you know, upset you and just be like, oh, I quit kind of thing. It's not how it works. You know, you just got to keep grinding, as they say, right? So,
Exactly.
but I know like for you guys, like in that industry, it is hard. Like I hear the stories, I've talked to many people. Like now I'm aware of like kind of like, you know, what's to be expected and what's not kind of thing. But man, you know what I mean? Well, but once you do get that role, like it's nothing but good times. So
Right. Yeah. It only takes one to just start you off, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure. And you know, when you look at like these you know, these big stars out there, and I'm sure like they have like the same story. You know, what I mean, it wasn't easy for them. They started somewhere, somehow, someplace, and you know, they just kept going and going. And you can hope, you know, for the best. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And yeah, even if it doesn't work out, who cares? You know, there's other options. You know what I mean? That's how I live my life, by options, right?
Right.
So you can't
Exactly.
even can't. I know you can't look at it that way, but like it's not the end of the world, is what I'm trying to say. So, but yeah, positive vibes, and you should be like good. So,
Exactly.
but yeah, but Hannah, I hope to see the Lexi character in season 5. That should be interesting. More of you and your acting career as well. We'll see how
Yeah.
that
Thank
pans
you.
out. Yeah. So yeah, so thank you like for joining me. This was like a lot of fun, and I hope like when season 5 comes out, you can come back again. We'll do another interview.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Awesome. So once again, thanks, Hannah. And that is it for Cobra Kai Canada.